Alex Morrison stared at the sealed message on his desk. The emblem of the Galactic Council shimmered on its surface, 7 stars arranged in a pattern that represented the 7 founding species of the Dominion. As Earth's ambassador, he had sent dozens of messages to this council. None had ever been answered before. "Are you going to open it or just look at it all day?" Samantha Wright asked. The commander of Earth's Defense Force leaned against the doorframe of Alex's office, arms crossed over her uniform. Alex ran his hand through his graying hair. 30 years, Sam. For 30 years, they've ignored every attempt we've made to join their community. Now suddenly they want to talk? He pressed his thumb against the seal. The message opened with a soft hum, projecting a holographic image. Above his desk, a tall, blue-skinned alien with 6 eyes arranged in a circle around its head appeared. "Greetings, Ambassador Morrison of Earth. I am Diplomatic Overseer Krell of the Galactic Council. After careful consideration, the Dominion extends an invitation to your species to attend peace talks at Harmony 9 Station. We believe the time has come to discuss Earth's place among the stars." Samantha moved closer to the desk. "Peace talks? We're not at war with them." "Not officially," Alex murmured. He replayed the message, studying the alien's body language. Something felt off. "They've blocked our ships from using their jump gates, denied our request for technology sharing, and set up outposts on the edge of our solar system. But now they want peace?" The message continued. "A delegation of no more than 4 representatives may attend. The talks begin in 14 Earth days. Coordinates for Harmony 9 are attached." When it ended, Alex leaned back in his chair. "What do you think?" "I think it's a trap," Samantha said flatly. "What changed? Why now, after all these years of treating us like we don't exist?" Alex gathered his tablet and the message crystal. "Let's find out what the president thinks." The secure meeting room beneath the White House was 20 floors underground. President Olivia Carter sat at the head of the oval table, surrounded by her top advisors. The holographic message played for a 3rd time before she spoke. "Opinions?" she asked, looking around the room. Defense Secretary Gregory Walsh spoke first. "It could be legitimate. Our recent advancement in fusion technology might have gotten their attention. Or scared them," added Science Director Lena Garcia. "We're advancing faster than they expected, maybe too fast for their comfort." Alex studied the faces around the table. He had worked with these people for years. They were the best Earth had to offer, brilliant minds tasked with guiding humanity toward a future among the stars. "What about our deep space monitors?" the president asked. "Any unusual movement from Dominion ships?" Admiral Paul Jackson, head of Space Command, brought up a holographic display of the solar system. "Nothing significant near Earth, Madam President, but we've detected increased activity at their outposts near Saturn's rings, more ships arriving than usual." Samantha leaned forward. "Could be preparation for these so-called peace talks. Could also be preparation for something else." The president nodded slowly. "Either way, we can't ignore this invitation. It's the first acknowledgement from the Dominion that we exist as more than just another primitive species to be studied from a distance." "Or manipulated," Alex added quietly. President Carter's eyes fixed on him. "You have doubts, Alex?" "The timing is convenient. Our new shield technology is almost ready. Our first deep space colony ships are preparing to launch. Suddenly they want to talk peace?" The room fell silent as everyone considered his words. "What do you recommend?" the president finally asked. Alex took a deep breath. "We go. We listen. But we prepare for all possibilities." Samantha nodded in agreement. "And we bring our terms, not just theirs." President Carter stood, her decision made. "Alex, you'll lead the delegation. Commander Wright, you'll go as security advisor. Dr. Eric Patterson will represent our scientific community, and Nora Richardson will serve as cultural specialist." She walked to the window that showed a live feed of Earth from orbit, a blue jewel against the blackness of space. Humanity has waited centuries for this moment. First contact with the Galactic Council on equal terms. Alex felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. And if they're not offering equal terms? The president turned, her expression hardening. Then you show them exactly who they're dealing with. 3 days later, Alex stood in the launch bay of Space Station Freedom, watching technicians prepare the diplomatic vessel Defiant Hope for its journey. The sleek ship represented the best of human engineering, fast, well-defended, and equipped with communication systems that could reach Earth from anywhere in the galaxy. Nora Richardson joined him at the observation window. "Nervous?" she asked. "Cautious," Alex replied. "In all our history studying the Dominion, they've never initiated contact with the developing species. They wait until a civilization discovers faster-than-light travel on its own, then they consider them worthy of attention. But we haven't achieved FTL yet," Nora pointed out. "Exactly." Dr. Patterson approached, carrying a secure case. "The president asked me to give you this," he said, handing the case to Alex. Inside was a small data chip and a handwritten note that read, "Our non-negotiable terms. Use when needed." The final member of their team, Commander Wright, arrived. In full uniform. "Ship's ready. All systems checked and double-checked." Alex looked at his team, the scientist, the cultural expert, the military commander. 3 of Earth's finest, representing different aspects of humanity. Together with him, they would face whatever waited at Harmony 9. "Let's not keep the galaxy waiting," he said. As they boarded the ship, Alex thought about the 30 years of silence from the stars. 30 years of humanity reaching out, building better technology, preparing for this moment. Whatever the Dominion was planning, they would soon discover that humans were not the simple, easily manipulated species they might expect. The Defiant Hope lifted off smoothly, breaking free of Earth's gravity. As they accelerated toward the ice jump point where they would meet their Dominion escort, Alex looked back at the shrinking blue planet. "They think they're inviting us to their table," he murmured. "They don't realize we've been building our own." The Defiant Hope slowed as it approached Harmony 9. Through the main viewport, Alex and his team got their first look at the famous neutral station. It hung in the emptiness of space like a massive diamond, its crystalline surfaces reflecting light from the nearby star. Hundreds of ships from different worlds moved around it, a dance of vessels that made Earth's space traffic seem primitive by comparison. "It's beautiful," Nora whispered, her eyes wide with wonder. Dr. Patterson checked his instruments. The station is approximately 15 miles long and 8 miles wide. The outer shell appears to be made of artificially grown crystal, stronger than any material we have on Earth. "And heavily defended," Commander Wright added, pointing to weapon emplacements that dotted the station's surface. "I count at least 30 defensive arrays, plus those patrol ships." Their Dominion escort, a sleek blue vessel twice the size of their own, transmitted docking instructions. Alex felt his heart beat faster as the reality of their situation sank in. They were about to become the first humans to set foot on a Galactic Council station. "Remember," he told his team as the ship aligned with its designated dock, "we represent all of humanity. No matter what happens in there, we stay calm and professional." The docking procedure completed with a soft thud. A chime indicated that the airlock had successfully connected to the station. Alex took a deep breath and led his team toward the exit. "Let's make history," he said. Their first steps onto Harmony 9 were met by a delegation of 3 aliens. In the center stood a tall, blue-skinned Kelvor with 6 eyes arranged in a circle around its head. On the left was a Zigtari, an insect-like being with 4 arms and a hard exoskeleton that clicked when it moved. On the right floated a Luminari, a creature that seemed made of light and mist, glowing in shifting colors. "Welcome to Harmony 9, the Kelvor said in perfect English. "I am Ambassador Krell. These are my associates, Security Overseer Zix of the Zigtari Hive and Thought Speaker Lumina of the Luminari Collective." Alex stepped forward. "Thank you for your welcome. I am Ambassador Alex Morrison of Earth. With me are Commander Samantha Wright, Dr. Eric Patterson, and Cultural Specialist Nora Richardson." Krell's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. "We are pleased that Earth has accepted our invitation," The council chamber awaits, but first we will show you to your quarters. You must be tired after your journey." They followed their hosts through wide corridors filled with beings from across the galaxy. Some walked on legs, others floated, and some moved in ways that defied easy description. The air smelled of strange spices and unknown technologies. Voices in dozens of languages created a background hum that the station systems didn't fully dampen. Nora was fascinated trying to catalog every new species they passed. Dr. Patterson quietly recorded everything with a small device hidden in his sleeve. Commander Wright kept her hand near her sidearm, her eyes constantly scanning for threats. After 10 minutes of walking, they reached a small door that slid open to reveal 4 tiny rooms. "These will be your quarters during the negotiations," Krell announced. "The council session begins tomorrow at local station time 08 UR. An escort will come for you." Before Alex could respond, the 3 aliens departed, leaving the humans alone. Samantha immediately began inspecting the rooms. "These are half the size of standard visitor quarters," she reported, after comparing notes with the station layout they had studied. "And located far from the main council chamber." "A message," Alex said, understanding. "They're reminding us of our place." Dr. Patterson unpacked a small device and activated it. The machine emitted a soft hum as it scanned the rooms. 7 surveillance devices detected, he reported quietly, audio and visual monitoring in every corner. Nora looked concerned. "Is that standard?" "No," Alex replied. "It's another message." Samantha's face hardened. "What do we do?" Alex thought for a moment. "We give them a show." For the next hour, they put on a performance for their unseen watchers. They acted impressed by the small quarters, discussed their excitement about tomorrow's meetings, and showed appropriate awe at the technology of the station. All the while, they passed written notes between them, planning their real strategy. When night cycle came, they took turns sleeping with at least 2 team members awake at all times. The council chamber was enormous. A circular room with a high ceiling, it contained seating for hundreds of delegates from across the galaxy. In the center was a raised platform where speakers could address the assembly. Alex and his team were led to a small section far from the center, marked with Earth's flag. As they took their seats, Alex noted how the more established species had larger, more prominent positions. The Dominion representatives sat in the most honored spots, the 7 founding species that controlled most of known space. Besides, the Kelvor, Zictari, and Luminari they had already met. There were the reptilian saurians, the gaseous nebulans, the crystalline geode collective, and the mysterious void walkers who appeared only as shadows. A chime sounded, and the room fell, silent. Krell stepped onto the central platform. "Esteemed representatives of the galaxy, today marks a historic occasion. For the first time, we welcome delegates from Earth to these hallowed chambers." Murmurs rippled through the assembly as all eyes turned toward the human delegation. "The Dominion has watched Earth's development with great interest," Krell continued. "Humans have shown remarkable adaptability and technological growth. It is time to discuss their place in our galactic community." Alex noticed how Krell spoke about humans rather than to them, as if they were specimens being discussed rather than equals in the room. A Saurian representative took the platform next. Tall and reptilian with gleaming scales, he fixed the humans with unblinking eyes. "Let us be clear about what is being offered," the Saurian said, his forked tongue flickering between words. "Earth will receive limited trade rights with designated worlds. Human ships may use specified jump gates with proper permits. A small delegation may maintain a presence here at Harmony 9. He paused, his tail swishing slowly. "In exchange, the Dominion will establish research and resource collection outposts on Earth and its moon. We will provide protection from less civilized species that might see your world as easy prey." Commander Wright tensed beside Alex. The terms were worse than they had expected, not an offer of membership but of subjugation. "We also require access to study your world's biological diversity," added a Nebulan representative, its gaseous form shifting colors as it spoke. "Earth's ecosystem is unusually varied. This is of scientific interest." Alex stood, following protocol to request speaking rights. After a moment's hesitation, Krell nodded. The delegation from Earth is grateful for this opportunity, Alex began, carefully. These terms are significant and require thorough consideration. We request detailed documentation and time to review the complete proposal. Krell's 6 eyes blinked in sequence again. Of course, documents will be provided. We will reconvene tomorrow to hear Earth's preliminary response. As the session ended and delegates began to disperse, Nora caught Alex's arm. Did you see the luminary delegate, she whispered, the color patterns it was displaying during the Saurian's speech? What about them? Alex asked. I've been studying their communication. Those colors weren't agreement. They were warning us. Back in their quarters, the human delegation reviewed the terms provided by the Dominion. The more they read, the more concerned they became. This isn't a peace treaty, Samantha said, tossing the data pad onto the table. It's a surrender document. Dr. Patterson nodded grimly. They want unlimited access to study our biology, our technologies, our resources. But they offer almost nothing in return. Alex studied a holographic map of their small suite, marking the locations of the surveillance devices they had found. Let's go for a walk, he suggested. I need to stretch my legs after sitting in that chamber all day. The others understood his meaning. They needed to talk without being monitored. Once in the station's main corridor, they blended with the crowd of various alien species. They walked slowly, speaking casually about the impressive architecture while Samantha swept for listening devices with a small scanner hidden in her sleeve. Clear, she whispered after a few minutes. Alex led them to a viewing area facing the stars. The window was massive, showing the blackness of space and distant pinpoints of light. With the ambient noise of other visitors providing cover, they could speak more freely. Nora, tell me about the luminary warning, Alex said quietly. Nora glanced around before answering. During my research on alien species, I found references to luminary color language. Most species can't interpret the subtle shifts, but I've been studying it. When the Saurian was speaking, the luminary delegate was displaying warning patterns, colors that mean danger or deception. Can you be sure? Samantha asked. Not completely, Nora admitted, but I'm confident enough that it's worth investigating. Dr. Patterson had been unusually quiet. Now he spoke up. While you were all focusing on the delegates, I was scanning the station's communication frequencies. He pulled out his datapad and showed them energy readings. There's been a significant increase in encrypted transmissions from this station in the past 12 hours. Since we arrived, Alex noted. Yes, but that's not all. Patterson swiped to a new screen. Our ship's long-range sensors detected unusual fleet movements in nearby systems. Dominion military vessels changing position. Samantha's expression darkened. Positioning for what? I don't know yet, Patterson replied. But multiple battle groups appear to be moving toward the same sector of space. Alex felt a chill run down his spine. Which sector? That's the concerning part, Patterson said grimly. They're converging near the outer boundary of our solar system. The 4 humans fell silent, watching alien visitors pass by, each lost in their own thoughts. We need more information, Alex finally said. Nora, try to make contact with that luminary delegate. Samantha, review our security options. How quickly can we leave if needed? The ship is ready, Samantha assured him. But if the Dominion wants to prevent our departure, they have the means to do so, and I'll see what else I can learn from the station's networks, Patterson added. Alex nodded. I'll attend the diplomatic reception tonight. Maybe I can get some of the representatives talking after they've enjoyed whatever passes for alcohol in this place. The reception was held in a large chamber with transparent walls that gave the impression of floating in space. Representatives from all 23 galactic civilizations mingled, drinking colorful liquids and consuming exotic foods. Alex moved through the crowd, exchanging pleasantries and noting which species seemed friendly and which avoided him. He was surprised when Krell approached him directly. Ambassador Morrison, the Kelvor said, all 6 eyes focused on Alex. Are you finding the terms agreeable? They require careful consideration, Alex replied diplomatically. The Dominion is asking for significant concessions from Earth. Concessions? Krell's voice contained a note of surprise. We offer protection and limited access to galactic society. For a species so new to the stars, this is quite generous. Alex sipped his drink, a blue liquid that tasted like mint and something unidentifiable. On Earth, we have a saying, the devil is in the details. The terms as written would effectively make Earth a colony, not a partner. Krell's eyes blinked in sequence. You misunderstand. We have no interest in controlling Earth. We merely wish to guide your development along appropriate paths. And who determines what's appropriate? Alex asked. Before Krell could answer, they were interrupted by the Saurian delegate. Is the human expressing dissatisfaction? The reptilian being hissed. Perhaps they do not understand their position. Alex maintained a neutral expression. We understand our position quite well. Earth has much to offer the galactic community as equals. The Saurian made a sound that might have been laughter. Equals? Your species has barely left its own planet. You have no faster-than-light technology of your own. You know nothing of the dangers that lurk between the stars. Perhaps, Alex conceded. But we learn quickly. The Saurian and Krell exchanged glances. Yes, the Saurian said slowly. That is precisely what concerns some members of the Council. After the reception, Alex rejoined his team. They gathered in Nora's room where Patterson had set up a device that created a small interference field to mask their conversation from surveillance. I made contact with the luminary delegate, Nora reported excitedly. Junior thought speaker Aura agreed to meet me in the station's arboretum, claiming interest in Earth plant samples. What did you learn? Alex asked. The Dominion fears us, Nora said simply. Not what we are now, but what we might become. Aura said that humans advance technology at a rate that alarms the older species. Where it took the Kelvor 1,000 years to progress from simple flight to space travel, we did it in less than 70. Samantha nodded. That tracks with what I overheard between two Ziktari security officers. They were discussing containment protocols for unpredictable species. Dr. Patterson added his findings. I managed to access an unprotected data terminal while running scans near the station's science section. The Dominion Council held a vote 3 weeks ago on how to handle the human problem. The peace talks are just for show. Alex felt his stomach tighten. What was their decision? If we accept their terms, we become a carefully monitored protectorate with limited growth, Patterson explained. If we refuse... He hesitated. If we refuse? Samantha prompted. Military intervention was approved, Patterson finished. They've classified humanity as an existential threat to galactic stability due to our unpredictable nature and rapid advancement. The room fell silent as they absorbed this information. The fleet movements, Alex said quietly. They're not just positioning. They're preparing to attack Earth if these talks fail. At that moment, a secure communication alert sounded from Alex's personal device, the quantum entanglement communicator. That couldn't be detected or intercepted by the station's systems. It was President Carter. Her face appeared tense and serious. Alex, we've intercepted their battle plans. The Dominion fleet will be in striking position within 72 hours. Alex shared what they had discovered. The president's expression hardened. It's time, she said firmly. Implement Protocol Omega. Show them who they're really dealing with. Morning arrived on Harmony 9. Though in space the concept was merely a matter of the station's lighting shifting to simulate daylight, the human delegation prepared themselves with unusual care. Today would change everything. Everyone clear on. The plan? Alex asked as they gathered in his quarters. Samantha nodded, checking her uniform one last time. Crystal clear. All necessary data has been secured, Dr. Patterson confirmed, patting the hidden pocket containing several small data devices. Nora looked nervous but determined. I've prepared our statement in terms that will translate clearly to all species. Present. They left their quarters together, moving with purpose through the station's corridors. Their assigned guide, a junior Kelvor diplomat, waited for them outside the council chamber. The Council is eager to hear Earth's response to the generous terms, the Kelvor said as they approached. Alex smiled politely. We're eager to share it. Inside, the chamber was filled to capacity. Word had spread that the humans would give their answer today, and representatives from all 23 galactic civilizations were present. The 7 Dominion species occupied their prominent positions, with the Kelvor ambassador Krell presiding from the central platform. The Council recognizes Earth's delegation, Krell announced as the humans took their seats. We convene today to hear their response to the peace accord proposed yesterday. Alex looked around the chamber, noting the expectant faces of the alien representatives. Many seemed curious, some dismissive, and a few, like the young luminary that Nora had met, appeared concerned. Krell continued, Before the Earth delegation speaks, the Dominion wishes to emphasize the unprecedented nature of these proceedings. Never before have we extended such an offer to a species so early in their development. This is a historic opportunity for humanity. The Saurian delegate hissed in agreement. The protection of the Dominion is not offered lightly. Many worlds wait centuries for such consideration. Alex stood and walked confidently to the central platform. The chamber fell silent as he took position. According to protocol, this indicated Earth's formal response was about to be given. Representatives of the galactic community, Alex began, his voice strong and clear. The people of Earth have carefully considered the proposal presented by the Dominion. He paused, making eye contact with several delegates around the room. We find it completely unacceptable. Murmurs erupted throughout the chamber. The Zigtari representative clicked his mandibles loudly in what seemed to be irritation. Krell's 6 eyes blinked rapidly in surprise. Perhaps there is a translation error, Krell suggested, his voice strained. The terms are exceptionally generous for a species that has not yet achieved faster-than-light travel. There is no error in translation, Alex replied calmly. The terms as presented would reduce Earth to a resource colony with limited rights and no real voice in galactic affairs. This is not a peace accord between equals, but a thinly disguised surrender document. The Saurian delegate rose from his seat, scales flushing a dark red color. The human displays remarkable arrogance. They know nothing of the dangers that exist in our galaxy, dangers the Dominion has protected younger species from for millennia. Dangers like your battle fleets? Alex asked, his voice still steady. He nodded to Dr. Patterson, who activated a small device. The chamber's main projection system flickered as it was overridden, now displaying tactical maps showing Dominion fleet movements around Earth's solar system. The chamber erupted in chaos. What is the meaning of this? Krell demanded, all pretense of diplomacy gone. We know these peace talks were never meant to succeed, Alex continued. We know the Dominion Council voted to classify humanity as an existential threat and approved military action if we refused your terms. He gestured to the projected images. These are your battle fleets, positioned to strike Earth within 72 hours. While you spoke of peace, you prepared for war. Several of the non-Dominion species representatives were now standing, demanding explanations from the Dominion leaders. The luminary delegates were pulsing with bright red and orange colors that even non-experts could recognize as alarm or anger. The Zigtari security chief clicked forward. How did you access classified Dominion military data? This is a violation. Of what? Samantha interrupted, standing beside Alex now. The trust you never extended to us? The rules you never intended to apply fairly? Alex raised his hand and the chamber gradually quieted. Let me be clear about Earth's position. We came here in good faith, hoping to establish genuine relations with the galactic community. Instead, we found deception and threats. He looked directly at Krell. Humanity will not be subjugated. We will not surrender our sovereignty. We will not allow our development to be stunted to ease the Dominion's fears of competition. With a nod to his team, the Earth delegation stood, in unison. This concludes Earth's participation in these talks. We are leaving. The statement was met with stunned silence, quickly followed by uproar. No species had ever walked out of council negotiations in the 1,000-year history of the Galactic Council. You cannot simply leave, Krell shouted over the noise. The protocols were violated the moment you planned to attack our world while pretending to negotiate peace, Alex replied. We are no longer bound by them. The Saurian delegate pushed forward, blocking their path to the exit. If you leave now, you choose conflict over cooperation. Your world stands alone against the most powerful force in the galaxy. Alex looked, the reptilian being directly in the eyes. We would rather stand alone in freedom than kneel in subjugation. Commander Wright stepped forward, her hand resting casually on her sidearm. The Saurian, recognizing the implicit threat, reluctantly moved aside. As they reached the chamber doors, Alex turned back to address the entire assembly one last time. Consider carefully what happens next. Earth comes in peace, but we are fully prepared for the alternative. The doors closed behind them with a decisive thud, leaving the chamber in chaos. Representatives from various worlds were on their feet, some demanding explanations from the Dominion, others calling for immediate action against Earth. In the corridor, the human delegation moved quickly toward their ship. Station security officers watched them but made no move to interfere. How long until we reach the ship? Alex asked Samantha as they hurried through the corridors. 3 minutes if we're not stopped, she replied. Dr. Patterson checked his device. The Dominion communication channels are exploding with activity. They're trying to decide whether to detain us or let us go. And our message to Earth? Alex asked. Sent via quantum entanglement the moment we left the chamber, Patterson confirmed. President Carter knows we're coming home. Protocol Omega is being activated throughout the system. Nora, who had been monitoring the reactions of other species, smiled slightly. The non-Dominion representatives are in an uproar. Many are questioning why they weren't informed about the military plans against Earth. As they reached the docking bay, they found their ship guarded by 4 Zigtari security officers. Before any confrontation could occur, a shimmering figure floated up behind the guards. It was Aura, the junior Luminary diplomat who had helped Nora. The Luminary pulsed with gentle blue light, addressing the guards in their own language. After a moment's hesitation, the Zigtari stepped aside. Thank you, Nora said to Aura. The Luminary flickered with colors that translated roughly to, not all of us fear what humanity might become. Safe journey. Moments later, the Defiant Hope undocked from Harmony 9, its engines glowing as it pulled, away from the station. Behind them, the communications channels were filled with confusion and panic. The Dominion's carefully laid plan had just been shattered by 4 humans who simply refused to play by their rules. The Defiant Hope accelerated away from Harmony 9, pushing its engines to maximum as it headed for the nearest jump point. On the bridge, Alex and his team monitored the situation behind them. Dominion vessels are moving to intercept, Dr. Patterson reported, studying the sensor readings. 3 warships have broken formation and are on an approach vector. Samantha took the pilot's seat. Let them try to catch us. This ship has a few surprises they don't know about. Alex opened a secure channel to Earth. President Carter's face appeared on the main screen. We're away from the station, Alex reported. But we have pursuit. Is Protocol Omega ready? The president nodded grimly. Everything is in position. Just get your ship to the jump point. We'll handle the rest. As the communication ended, Nora pointed to the sensor display. More ships are joining the pursuit. They're calling for us to stop and return to the station. Ignore them, Alex ordered. Samantha, how long until we reach the jump point? 4 minutes at current speed, she replied, her hands moving confidently over the controls. But they'll be in weapons range in 3. Alex smiled for the first time since they'd left Earth. Then I think it's time to show them what humanity has been working on in secret. He entered a command code into his console. A section of the ship's wall slid open, revealing a hidden control panel. Alex placed his palm on the scanner, and the system came to life. Quantum displacement drive activating. A computerized voice announced. The pursuing Dominion ship suddenly registered confusion on their communication channels. According to their sensors, the human vessel had vanished. How is this possible? A Zigtari commander demanded. They have no cloaking technology. But the defiant hope hadn't cloaked. It had shifted slightly out of phase with normal space, using technology that Earth had reverse-engineered from a crashed alien scout ship decades earlier. Technology the Dominion believed was beyond human understanding. The ship reappeared at the jump point, hours ahead of where the Dominion expected them to be. Quantum displacement successful, Samantha reported with a grin. Initiating jump sequence now. The ship's conventional engines flared, and they entered the jump gate, beginning their journey back to Earth. On Harmony 9, the Galactic Council remained in emergency session. The chamber was divided, with the 7 Dominion species on one side and the other 16 civilizations demanding answers on the other. You planned military action against a developing world without Council approval, accused the ambassador, from the Andromeda Collective, a federation of worlds from the neighboring galaxy. This violates our founding charter. Krell attempted to maintain order. The Dominion acted to protect galactic stability. The humans advanced too quickly, developed too unpredictably. They refuse guidance and ignore established protocols. They refused subjugation, countered a representative from the Pilgrims of Tau Ceti, her voice calm but firm. Your terms would have stripped them of meaningful sovereignty. The debate continued as reports came in of the human ship's impossible escape. The Dominion military commanders could not explain how a species without faster-than-light technology had seemingly teleported across space. This proves our point, the Saurian delegate hissed. They have technologies they've hidden from us. They cannot be trusted. Or perhaps, suggested the Luminary elder, pulsing with thoughtful blue-green light, they did not trust us enough to share their advancements. Given today's revelations, who can blame them? As the Defiant Hope approached Earth's solar system, they received a stream of updates. Protocol Omega was well underway. The president is on the line, Dr. Patterson announced. President Carter appeared on screen, looking tired but determined. Welcome home. You're just in time for the show. Has the Dominion fleet moved against Earth? Alex asked. They're holding position at the edge of the system, the president replied. They seem uncertain how to proceed after your escape, but our intelligence suggests they're preparing for a full assault within 24 hours. Alex nodded. Then, it's time for the final phase? Already begun, President Carter confirmed. Stand by. On the main view screen, they watched as something remarkable happened across the solar system and beyond. Hundreds of previously undetected human outposts became visible as they deactivated their stealth fields. Research stations near Jupiter's moons, observation posts in the asteroid belt, diplomatic vessels in orbit around Mars, all revealed themselves simultaneously. But the real shock came from beyond the solar system. In every major system controlled by the Dominion, human stealth observation posts decloaked. For decades, while the Dominion had ignored Earth's attempts at contact, humanity had been quietly studying them, positioning assets throughout their territory. Open a galaxy-wide broadcast channel, President Carter ordered from Earth. It's time to address not just the Dominion but all spacefaring civilizations. Her image was transmitted across thousands of light years, reaching every corner of known space thanks to the network of human outposts. I am President Olivia Carter of Earth, she began. For decades, we sought peaceful contact while the Dominion dismissed us as primitive. During that time, we prepared for either outcome, friendship or conflict. As she spoke, the Dominion fleet approaching Earth suddenly found itself surrounded. From dimensional pocket space, technology the aliens thought impossible for humans to master, an armada of advanced human vessels emerged. Earth extends an open hand to any civilization wishing genuine alliance, the president continued. But we will not be threatened, colonized, or patronized. Dr. Patterson activated the final part of Protocol Omega. Across every human settlement, quantum shield generators hummed to life. The technology, reverse-engineered from that same crashed scout ship 50 years earlier, created an impenetrable barrier around Earth and its colonies. We could have shared our advancements, President Carter said. We still can, but only with those who treat us as equals, not as subjects to be controlled. 3 months later, Alex stood in a newly constructed chamber on Harmony 9. The station had been expanded with an entire section now dedicated to Earth's embassy. Through the viewport, he could see ships arriving from across the galaxy. Samantha joined him, now wearing the formal uniform of Earth's Diplomatic Security Corps. "Quite a change from our last visit here," she remarked. Alex nodded. 32 civilizations attending the First Egalitarian Galactic Congress. The Dominion representatives reduced to ordinary members rather than ruling council. The Dominion, its military advantage neutralized and its deception exposed, had been forced to negotiate truly fair terms for the first time in its 1,000-year history. Several of its member species had broken away, preferring to ally themselves with Earth and other independent worlds. "They never expected us to walk away," Samantha said, watching the diplomatic vessels approach. "They thought it showed weakness," Alex replied. "But sometimes walking away from a bad deal is the strongest move you can make." Nora and Dr. Patterson joined them, carrying reports from the various diplomatic meetings scheduled for the day. "The Andromeda Collective wants to discuss cultural exchange programs," Nora said excitedly. "And the Luminari have requested Earth's help in mediating their dispute with the Geode Collective." "From outcast to mediators in 3 months," Dr. Patterson mused. "Not bad for a species that supposedly knows nothing of galactic affairs." Alex turned from the window to face his team. "This is just the beginning. Humanity has earned its place among the stars not through conquest or submission, but by standing firm on our principles." Outside the viewport, the lights of approaching diplomatic vessels sparkled like stars, each one representing a new opportunity, a new alliance, in a galaxy forever changed by humanity's refusal to accept anything less than respect.